Here is a jointed tube fly tied entirely with craft fur.
Well, here we have a craft fur streamer coming up here. Nice tube fly. I'm going to start here. We're going to tie two sections just in components. So this rear section here you could use for any of your streamer flies. You can make lots of these different tails. Basically use mostly white tails anyway. So you could make a few up and away you go. Nice thing about the components when you're doing the tube flies is you can mix and match however you want. Do as many sections as you want. This fly here will be just a 2 section, and you can go to 3 if you want to go a little bigger or shorter on the front. Give a little more undulation. So I'd like to wrap my body like so. Just basically lash it on, get a little bit of that under fur out, and put a little opal flash on there. Is really nice. All you need for flash. Don't want to overdress these flies too much with flash. It's really up to you. I mean, you can tie your flies however you like. Put some UV on here just to get it nice and sturdy and never give up. And we'll just burn them little fuzzies off the front. And that's the rear section. So now we'll go on to the front section here of this streamer. I've zoomed out. The color's not real good here on this. So I apologize for that. I just want you to see what I'm doing on the dubbing table. So my lights on my tying table aren't really affecting what I'm doing here too much, but you can see what we're doing. Laying the white and the chartreuse on a dubbing brush. We're putting some wing and flash, or you can use any kind of long, that's ice fur I believe is what I have right there, chartreuse. That'll give you pretty much all the flash you'll need on the front. Put some wax on that wire, that'll just hold your hair from sliding out. Otherwise it'll slip out pretty easy. So that little bit of dubbing wax sure helps. Get that wound up nice and tight. Bring in my big nylon cleaning brush here and just give her a good brush over, and that'll pluck a lot of that nice flashes it right in there. You see it right down to the core. Now we're going to zoom in here. We can see it applied. Maybe the zoom might not be real good, so excuse me for that. I'm the fly tyer, the camera guy, the lighting guy. I'm the kind of the one-man band here, so if something goes out of whack, just bear with me on that. Kind of amateur at most, jack of all trades and a master at none. That's pretty much sizes that up. So here we just pick that out with our bodkin needle. I'll bring my brush back in and sweep that back, but that gives it just enough accent in my opinion. Now we're going to finish this fly with craft fur. The whole entire fly is extra select craft fur, which is one of my favorite materials. I'm going to come in here, this fluorescent orange. And you want these butts trimmed nice and tight on these when we do the front. We're going to stack it. This is not a dubbing brush, we're just going to stack it on. So you can kind of mix and match it however you want. I'm going to bring a little white in for the belly here. We're going to kind of do that in a V. I always like to spread my heads out a little bit on my streamers so they push water. I don't tie them directly on top or directly on the bottom. They're kind of on top corners, bottom corners. On the bottom I'll just put some fluorescent orange, fire orange actually, for throat. Then we'll come in with some tan. We're going to make this look a little more natural. You can also get marker pens. You can mark these with strips if you like to give it a little more accent. You sure can do so. I'm just going to tie the entire fly here with the craft fur, as you can see. And you can do some other finishing touches. There's no problem at all there. So I'm going to add one more right on top. That gives me the profile of most of the bait fish I'm pursuing. Now there again, you can, depends what you're trying to imitate. You want to dress some of these heads a little thinner because some bait fish have got more of a slender appearance. Here's some really nice Emperor flash. You can put that on top if you want. I'll just finish it as is. For now, it's a pretty good looking fly, but you can put some flash on there. Dresser, put some UV wing up top or something like that. It's kind of a nice way to do it, but I didn't want to take all day on this fly for you. I want to kind of get it done. I'll burn those fuzzies off. I'm going to put some eyes right on the side. You must have those for a streamer. Well, here I attach my eyes with marine goop. I just roll a little dollop right there back from the eye quite a ways. You just remember where you put it on each side. These eyes have a pupil on the front, so you just make sure they're facing the front. There we go, another dollop on each side. Push those eyes down into that marine goop a little bit too. That runs right into, doesn't run in, it sits on top of the tying material, so I don't want to squish my fly up, so I still got a good profile. You see it'll push some water. So here we are, we got everything all tied up in these different components that I've done along the way here in these other segments. Here's our two-piece streamer. It's 5.5 inches long or so. I'm going to put some Maxima here. We'll just run that in. I have a hook on the back here. We're just going to put a double loop knot right there. And you can run it in from the back if you want to do it that way, or you can run it from the front and snell it on. That's another good option. But this way you can, with the double loop at the back, you can have your hook trailing right at the end of the pattern. So you get some of these fish that want to just chase flies and they just kind of nip at it. This kind of fly is going to get them hooked up.
Thanks for watching Brent's Fly Fishing Instructional Series. He can be found on Brent's YouTube channel and Sport Fishing on the Fly.